Hello, aviation enthusiasts. Let's talk about different amazing news today as well. We'll talk about how Etihad Airways is expanding its service to London with the Airbus A380 once more. Also, after a rough 2010, Norwegian is now consistently making money after making a big change in strategy and getting rid of some planes. Moreover, there are now 3 more international destinations that Vietjet will fly to, and Norse Atlantic Airways has started flying to Bangkok as part of a change in its own plan. Etihad Airways A380 services in London. It's now official that the first of Etihad's 4 Airbus A380 planes that are being brought back into service has finished its return to flight. Just before the plane took off, people from Etihad, Abu Dhabi Airport, and the Department of Culture and Tourism got together to celebrate the plane's return to service. As an extra way to remember the event, Airbus A380-themed gifts were given to people who were already on board. We're excited to once again welcome guests on board Etihad's A380s and step into a truly remarkable experience, said Antonaldo Neves, CEO of Etihad Airways. We really enjoy flying in this plane because it gives us a better experience. Our customers can choose to fly in economy, business, first, or our 3-room luxury suite in the sky called the Residence. The plane helps us expand our network and make it more frequent across the board. It also gives the link between Abu Dhabi and London Heathrow much-needed extra space. We're very happy that our beloved A380 is coming back. It's coming back at just the right time because summer flying will be very popular. On the Etihad A380, customers can choose between 337 economy smart seats and 68 economy space seats. Each of these seats gives you an extra 4 inches of legroom. 27 business studios with a bar and lounge area are on the upper deck. There are also 9 first apartments with a private living area and 80-inch lie-flat beds, and the Residence, a 3-room apartment with a living room, bedroom, and bathroom with a shower. Each of these places to stay can fit up to 3 people. According to Tony Douglas, the former CEO of the UAE carrier, this was very unlikely to happen in March 2021. However, the airline announced last year that its Super Jumbo would be returned to the fleet. This fits with what a lot of companies have been doing lately, which is changing their minds about what the A380 is supposed to do. When the epidemic hit, the A380, which used to be a source of pride for most companies, found itself in a tough spot. Since almost no one wanted to travel and other, more fuel-efficient planes were more cost-effective, airlines couldn't wait to get rid of the Super Jumbo because it was expensive to run. Even so, since the beginning of this year, a lot of owners of this type have been getting used to the huge plane. Even during the pandemic, Emirates, which is the biggest company that flies the A380, went against the grain and said it would keep flying the plane for a lot more years. Emirates has never given up on the plane. A lot of A380s have been taken out of storage since the beginning of the year. Some companies, like Singapore companies and Qantas, have already started using the Super Jumbo in routes with a lot of planes. Now, Norwegian profits. In the third quarter, Norwegian Airlines made more money than experts thought it would. Also, the airline said that sales of tickets were slightly reduced because winter travel usually slows down around this time of year. Before interest, taxes, and depreciation, or EBIT, the company made 2.17 billion crowns, or $195.06 million, from July to September, up from 1.03 billion crowns during the same time last year. This number is higher than the 2.02 billion that experts said they thought it would be in a study that the company gave them. While most of the third quarter is still going on, Norwegian Air makes most of its yearly profits during the Christmas travel season in Europe. On the other hand, Nordic carriers often lose money during the winter season in the Northern Hemisphere, which lasts until the end of March here in the UK. Hurt by high inflation and interest rates right now, many consumers, our customers, still choose to travel by air, CEO Geir Carlson said in a statement. Current ticket sales are slightly lower than expected due to the time of the year, the source said. Norwegian said that it made 1.97 billion crowns in operating income, or EBIT, in the first 9 months of the year. The company thought it would make between 1.8 and 2 billion crowns for the whole year. Norwegian said that there wasn't much visibility for the first quarter of 2024 or later, even though bookings for both vacation and business travel were encouraging for the fourth quarter. The company thought that the year-over-year increase in capacity would be in the low single digits for both the fourth quarter of 2023 and the first quarter of 2024. But the company thought that capacity would grow by 15% to 20% in the second quarter of 2024. In a statement, the carrier said that it plans to increase the number of planes in its fleet from 85 at the end of the third quarter to around 90 by the summer of 2024. Swedish Air shares have gone up in value by 11% so far this year. Next, Vietjet is expanding its international flights to 3 more locations. Vietjet, Vietnam's low-cost airline, has added 3 more flights to China, Cambodia, and Indonesia. This will give it a lot more options in East and Southeast Asia. All of these brand new services are set to start in December. They'll be added to the airline's other flights that have started in the past few months. Vietjet has recently added a number of new lines across Asia and Australia, making its network of flights bigger. In fact, the airline and other Vietnamese airlines are trying to close the gap between how much the country can handle now and how much it could handle before the pandemic. Vietjet first announced non-stop Airbus A380 flights to Perth in August. The airline later added more flights to Adelaide as part of the service. The service will start on November 21st and have 5 round-trip trips every week. Also, there are already 3 flights a week between Ho Chi Minh City and Melbourne and Sydney, as well as 2 flights a week to Brisbane. The new flights will be added to those. In December, the airline will also start flying from Phu Quoc to Busan, South Korea, and from Hanoi to Hong Kong. Along with that, the airline will start flying between Phu Quoc and Taipei, Taiwan in January 2024. A few months ago, Vietjet started flying between Ho Chi Minh City and Tiruchirappalli International Airport in the southern Indian state of Tamil Nadu. The company will send one of their Airbus A320 planes on the first trip, which is set to happen on November 2nd. Not long ago, the company announced this line just after starting service to Kochi, another city in South India. Along with Tiruchirappalli, the airline now flies to 5 cities in India: Ahmedabad, Mumbai, Kochi, New Delhi, and New Delhi. Vietjet recently said that its total income rose by 23% in the third quarter Q3 2023. The company said that its growth is due to the success of its low-cost flights as well as the growth of its network. The airline had 36,000 flights with 6.8 million people, which is 10% more than in the third quarter of 2019 before the pandemic and 127% more than the previous year. Norse Atlantic Airways is now flying directly to Bangkok. On November 2, 2023, Norse Atlantic Airways launched its first direct trip between Oslo, Norway and Bangkok, Thailand. The flight went smoothly. This was the first time a straight flight had been made along this route. With the start of the new long-haul service, Norse Atlantic is now the only airline in the world offering a non-stop route along this culturally rich and active travel location. Norse Atlantic Airways has added a new flight route from Oslo to Bangkok. This is a big change for both the airline and the countries it serves. The plan offers visitors a cheap and easy way to see all of Thailand's beauty and variety, from its beautiful beaches and lush jungles to its rich history and lively culture. Chief Executive Officer and founder of Norse Atlantic Airways, Bjorn Tore Larsen, was excited about the new route and said, "Today is a big day for both Norway and Thailand." The first company to fly between these two countries will be Norse Atlantic Airways. We're glad to be the only airline that offers this direct link, which makes travel easier and more accessible for people in both countries. Our goal is to strengthen ties between these two wonderful places and encourage cultural exchange between them. Thanks for watching this video.